Get ready with me while we talk about the latest tea in the tea community. My hair is gonna have to be a separate tutorial because it's extremely long and I'm tired and it's hot as balls. So let's go ahead and get into it. Link is in the description for what I use on my face and what palette I'm using on my eyes. Let's go. Because I always do like my eyes and my lips are last, I put Milani lip plumper with a Neutrogena lip plumper on to let it like swell my lips up before I put on my liner to make it look. So you guys know I always do my primer with I use a highlighter. So Colleen Ballinger decided, remember the ukulele shitty apology, which is a bunch of victim blaming? Well, I don't know how she's gonna try to apologize for the latest scandal that she's found herself embroiled in, but the problematic hoe did a single ladies parody, but the issue is definitely not the parody. It's the fact that she's in blackface. Again, the parody is not the problem. The problem is the fucking blackface. And if you rely on, like, cheap shots like that to be funny, you're not funny. Period. I don't know who lied to you and said, like, oh, you're so funny. They're being polite. They should have told you the truth. It's not funny. It's tacky. And I've said it before, Adam McIntyre deserves a massive apology because a lot of people, like this Cody hoe, knew he was telling the truth and kind of slept on it because they didn't want to get in trouble. And again, it's problematic because you guys were fucking adults in group chats with children talking about wildly inappropriate stuff, and you can't even draw it, like, pass it off as, oh, well, you know, YouTube is a different type of celebrity. It's like a micro celebrity, and the relationships with the fans are a lot more personal. It doesn't work like that, period. Also, you don't get to take Netflix kind of money and do Netflix level shows if you're going to be wildly inappropriate. Again, her justifications and the victim blaming and blaming people's parents shows that she knew what she was doing was wrong and she wasn't going to stop. And like using that to justify it, like, oh, well, if it was wrong, why didn't anybody say anything at my show? Or if it was wrong, why didn't your parents stop you from talking to me? Like, the fact that when she thought parents were going to be like with the child, all of a sudden she wouldn't be available. All of a sudden she's not going to be there. That's gross. So again, Adam deserves a huge apology, and now she needs worse than canceled. Anyway, part 2 coming up. I do my eyes before I do any of my other makeup. That way, if I have any cast off, I can wipe my cheeks without crying because I'm wiping off expensive foundation. Yeah, comments will have the shit I use on my face. So, let's go ahead and get into it. If you want to be cheap when it comes to, like, stuff on your face that's not around your eyes, by all means do it if that's what you want to do and you're not allergic. I personally don't want to risk breaking out and then I can't wear any makeup to hide my hideousness, and I have like a breakout as well. So yeah, I can't take that risk. I can't afford to do that. The Ace palette, I've said before, I love this palette. It's super vibrant, very highly pigmented. If you have darker skin or you have a really bad tan, like not bad, but like a really dark tan. Also Merle Norman as well as MAC, Bobbi Brown, and I can't remember the other person, but I know those people have an amazing eyeshadow pencil, like cream. And Chanel has a good palette, and so does Merle Norman. You're going to want to make sure that, like, along the like lower part of your lid, like along your crease and a little bit above, swinging out to like shape your wing. Then like your next color, and then you're gonna blend. I use a fatter brush because I want more pigment, but you can like switch back and forth for your blending. So I changed my mind. Merle Norman makes an amazing palette. I think it was a New Year's exclusive one year. I love it, so we're gonna go with that. Anyway, like I said, Colleen Ballinger, like if she had been a man and done exactly what she did, like don't change anything, just make it a man, we would have been like, hey, do you guys want to meet for brunch before we drag this bitch? Or do you just want to lynch her? Like, we would have been discussing it. She would have been like, not just canceled, like, she wouldn't have had a career at all, period. And I'm really hoping that the UK or like Ireland steps in and intervenes, because at this point, like, she was internationally preying upon children. Like, please be clear, she sent Adam McIntyre a bra and panty, and then during her lying bullshit story that she released before, she like chopped and screwed her live recording to make it look like he had asked, which even if he did as an adult, you should know better. You should be able to state boundaries. But she didn't. Bonjour. Part 3. As you can see, I did a dark, and I always, regardless of what color I'm going to use, I try to use an extremely dark color on the lower part of my lid. Blend it into like the main color, which we went with like a pink. I would say like a dark rose. Even like a dark, I would say like a dark dusted rose. And then on the top, I use like a blush color, and then I make sure I bat like the insides of my eyes with like a, I use like a silver, like a lighter color of the darker on my lid. So now we're gonna line it. Actually, no, I'm not going to. I'm gonna wait. Anyway, so that part's done. It's time to start contouring. I don't think about because you're wearing contour. No, I didn't curl my hair. That's just what happens when you have naturally curly hair and it's hot and humid and miserable outside. I'm literally sitting here deciding whether or not I'm actually gonna like put on a full face of makeup because I don't. But anyway, so the next is to contour, and I use concealer to like contour, highlight, low light. I use a concealer. I use a concealer lighter than my skin. I use a concealer several shades darker than my skin. The concealer I use a Chanel concealer to highlight, low light, contour. I also use the Laura Mercier concealer just in Gen, and then I either use the Chanel full coverage foundation or the Laura Mercier buildable foundation, meaning you can either have light color coverage or full coverage, or I use the Laura Mercier Photo FX, which is a little more, and then of course the Chanel is I just switch mine out. One girl was talking about her experience with the Ballinger situation, and she was on stage, and Colleen asked her to come up on stage, and then she like did this whole routine. It was really inappropriate. Same with the child. She had a little boy come up on stage. I think he was like 9, and he had to reach down into her pants to like get some chips out or something. It was wildly inappropriate. I get the humor, but like it's not appropriate for children. And then when you look at her and like her history of like being inappropriate with kids and building these pair relationships that like have crazily wild power dynamics at play, like it's not appropriate. And like I said, she used that as justifications for her behavior, as if she doesn't have to either be responsible for her actions or to like stop it. It's not cool when you accidentally hear yourself singing. Okay, so I do my brows before I do my face. And they're kind of looking uneven, but if I start messing with them, I have to remember, like, cousins, not sisters. Even if they're sisters, they're not going to be twins. Watch. I'm going to go off camera to try to fix it, and then I'm going to just not have eyebrows, because that is, I either do, like, a amazing job, or I look like a scared rabbit. I told you. I'd fuck them up. Also, somebody told me I should keep the ponytails. I'm not sure. Anyway, back to makeup. I line my lips with a nude or pink, like flesh, I guess. I think it's pink. Clinique. Hold, let me turn this down. I don't even know what this is. Okay, anyway. Hang on, my phone's went off. Clinique, as I was saying, makes a nude liner. I don't even think this is the liner I use. Anyway, that's what I use to line my lips. I checked. It is the Clinique Intense Blush. You know what else is an intense blush? When you find out that you sent somebody a nude accidentally. The fact that she never said it was an accident, like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. No, she did. And like the worst part is they weren't even her nudes. She was sending obscene material to children in group chats so that they could like clown the person that she was sending. Hey, let's make fun of how fat this person looks. As a member of the Fat Bitch Coalition, we don't appreciate that. Also, when we eat the rich, we might just eat you too, bitch. Like, what? And Netflix? Let me check, actually. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Netflix has not renewed, like, Haters Back Off for a second season. And she's, like, absolutely devastated. Like, no, it's called The Consequence of Your Own Actions. You know who's absolutely devastated? All those kids you took advantage of. And then you have the audacity to blame the parents for trusting a family-friendly show to not be full of creepers. Like, what do you literally have in common with freaking children? Like, again, back to, like, the point. What do you have in common with children? Like, she has a baby, she has a husband, she's been through a divorce, which, of course, she discussed with the children. But they're children, so they don't understand unless, like, hey, yeah, I get it because my parents are going through a divorce. But not, like, it's inappropriate, period. So, shout out to Netflix. I hope it was, like, in response to, not just... So, this is the suggested contour that they use. That's basically what I already do. We're gonna try. A trick that I do is I use a liquid contour, and then after my base is beat, I go back in with a highlight, a low light powder, and my finishing powder. My kids got to my Dermablend, but Trisha McAvoy shouldn't let me down. Let's do it. So like I was saying, we're all sick of it, of all of it. I'm sick of talking about the bitch, but the reason I won't let it go is because, like, there was a child that kind of told everybody this was going to happen. You know, I don't know why it wasn't addressed, but the whole Adam McIntyre situation, like, they did him a disservice. I really don't understand why everybody kind of let that go. I really don't. I don't get it. And I'm not trying to give her, like, free press. But like I said, like, I think people are forgetting that, like, real people have been affected by this in, like, horrible ways. If anything, I'm also trying to, like, get people to remember that, like, we need to continue to protect, like, children regardless of their sex or gender. Because, like I said, if Adam had been a girl, she wouldn't have gotten a chance to, like, continue to offend, because she would have straight up gotten, like, handled. And that's what's frustrating, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. I'm not dotting. I'm just kind of, like, doing how I normally do it. I don't dot. I'm gonna go ahead. I said I was gonna try it, so okay, whatever. I have never done a lighter color. I get what they're trying to do. I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Again, I don't like it, but I get it. Because, like, really, I need, like, a triangle right here, not just some dots. I don't understand. I don't understand. I cannot understand. Yeah. Also, Trish McAvoy makes an amazing liquid face tint, and that's what I usually use if there's, like, a reason to contour using a blush. I don't know if you guys have seen the Goldbergs, but, like, you remember when Adam takes you remember when he takes his glasses off and his eyes go crooked or, like, go in different directions? That's how I feel when my glasses are off. All right, part 5, we're gonna have it done. No filter blended. I never like to put on like my eyeliner or my mascara before I leave because it's like 100 degrees outside. I think it's 120 degrees with the humidity. I ain't got time for it. But what I will say is that, like, I do like this look a lot. That's usually what I look like when I leave the house. But something I did do, like, instead of just trying to like shave off my face, which is what I normally do, I highlighted my jawbone on the bottom to like give me more of like a I don't a jaw. And I usually don't do that. I usually like do the alien weird because I naturally have like I don't know like an almond head, but like this kind of almost gives me like a heart shaped face with the jaw being highlighted like that. Yeah, I was checking. I was checking. I was peeping my own face because I don't want to have lines. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But seriously, I'm done with it. I'm over it. I'm not gonna discuss or give her any more energy. I just don't want more than anything, honestly. I just don't want Adam to feel like he suffered because he did. He suffered. Like he got people harassing him, and even though she said, like, "Oh, I feel this way about the situation. I'm gonna respect his mother and keep his name out my mouth," she didn't because her little minions in the group chat, the kids who were like immature, and I mean immature like they were children. So like they didn't my eyebrows are really bothering me because like this one's longer than that one. Um like I don't think it's fair because like he was tortured like this entire time. Like she has known that she did everything she was accused of, and she like had her fan club thinking like, oh yeah, that kid's trying to ruin my life, he brought up my kid, he talked about my kid. Like no, he actually made an amazing self-awareness type, like he was like, I hope that when your son is my age, a 30 something year old woman isn't trying to like creep in on him, like creeping his DMs on him, and he doesn't end up getting taken advantage of like I did. And honestly, he might have been frustrated, but he makes a really good point. And for her to get angry about that shows A, cognitive dissonance, and B, like, you know what you're doing is wrong if you're like, hey, don't bring my kid in this. I don't want my kid to go through this. But you'll do it to somebody else's kid? Really? And like the fact that Shane Dawson was like, oh yeah, Carly Ballinger is like the most hateful bitch I know. Like, okay, you keep strange company. Like there were signs. James Charles coming out swinging too. Like, really? He really? So after you do your makeup, make sure you dump your brushes into a bath to soak. I use a brush cleaner every time because I don't want to get zits. And I also like didn't one time, and then I was like disgusted with what was coming out of my brushes. So make sure you clean up your brushes because you don't want to end up with like an infection. I'll also, I guess, take a picture when I put my eyeliner and my mascara on, but like I get it. Like, bitch, aren't you trying to be a makeup creator? Like, yeah, I get it. But it's really not gonna make that much of a difference. Also, some people don't like false lashes. Like, I don't mess with false lashes. Not because I'm like, I'm better than you. Like, no, it's not that. Okay? It's not that. I honestly think I'm still traumatized from like being 15 and my friend like gluing her eyes fucking shut. And she was using just like super glue. And like my mom was like, ah, because like I was like, ah, we were all going, ah. And she was just like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And like my mom just called her mom, like, we need to come get your kid. This is too much. So like I'm probably never gonna wear fake lashes. And it sucks because like some girls look so pretty, other girls just look busted as fuck. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It like starts halfway through the eye. It's like hanging on by a thread. Like why did you wake up and choose violence? Ponytail's still cute. I leave them in. Anyway, I'm on the way to the nail salon because that's what I'm doing today. I need to do some self-care. And for me, getting a mani and a pedi. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of like regretting highlighting my like jawline to like do the like framing of the face because now it's like, well, you can tell, bitch, that you are not using soy milk in your Starbucks like